The top-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes traveled to Champaign, Illinois to take on the 17th-ranked Illinois Fighting Illini. This is at Memorial Stadium. It's 12 o'clock Eastern Time on Fox. First meeting between the two programs since 2017. I didn't realize that this was a trophy game. It's the Illabuck Rivalry Trophy, so I'm excited about that. Ryan Day, just a staggering record, 75-10 overall. That 88-2 winning percentage, the highest in major college football history, surpassed Newt Rockne. Even though Ryan Day has not been a head coach for the 10-year threshold for official record keeping, he has the best winning percentage in the history of the sport as of this moment. So pretty cool. And his dominance in the Big Ten is especially notable. He's pretty much flawless in conference, with the one exception being the Michigan Wolverines, which has been a little bit of a thorn in his side. But for the most part, man, against everybody else, very few people have done it better than Ryan Day. Brett Bielema on the other side, veteran coach, been around a long time. Highly successful run at Wisconsin, won 3 straight Big Ten championships there back in the early 2010s. He's just 1-5 all time, though, against the Buckeyes. That's in his time at Wisconsin. He's never faced them as the head coach of Illinois. The quarterback matchup's a good one. Julian Sayin, and through 5 games, he's lived up to the hype. He is operating this offense with remarkable precision. His completion percentage is through the roof. His yards per attempt, pretty good. His touchdown interception ratio, 13-3. There's a lot to like with how Julian Sayin is staying within the confines of this system and operating at a really, really high level. Luke Altmaier, on the other side, has been very productive and has been super protective of the football. His completion percentage is also 73+, over 1,500 yards, which is about 260+ a game, and an impressive 12-0 touchdown interception ratio. He also has done a great job in materializing explosive plays. Against Purdue, for example, he threw for nearly 400 on just 22 attempts, which is pretty remarkable when you take into account it's about 18 yards a throw. Now, the injury report, there are a couple of impactful injuries in this one. Ohio State, for the most part, pretty healthy. For Illinois, take a peek, Xavier Scott. Probably going to be out for a while. He's kind of the anchor of the secondary there at one of the corner spots, and he would have been huge in this one to match up with Ohio State's super elite wide receivers. And this kind of creates a bit of a domino effect. Jaheim Clark, who was out a couple weeks ago, he's now back. He's now thrust into a significant role. They also, it's not just Scott, by the way. Matt Bailey has been in concussion protocol. Caleb Patterson and Torrey Cox have also been banged up, even though they're expected to play. So the secondary for Illinois, take a peek at that. That could be problematic against a high-powered Buckeye offense. Question number 1, how will Illinois' secondary handle the Ohio State's elite wide receivers? Ohio State's receiving corps, both Cornell Tate and Jeremiah Smith, probably the best in the country. And they're going to be going against a pass defense that is 113th nationally and is now going to be without their best player. So the injury to an all Big Ten corner, it's a really devastating blow that might force some guys that are relatively inexperienced into the line of fire against an elite aerial assault. Question number 2, can Ohio State's defensive line overwhelm Illinois' offensive line? Illinois' O-line has been kind of a glaring weakness at time to time. They are 125th in the country in pass protection efficiency. They've given up 19 sacks in 6 games, and now they'll have a really tough test against an Ohio State front that's right there in the heart of the best defense in college football. They've been dominant at times. The talent gap is significant. So if Illinois can't find a way to give Luke Altmaier time in the pocket, likely by keeping an extra couple players in the box, whether it's tight ends, running backs, what have you, that explosive passing attack could potentially be neutralized before they even take the snap. So they got to use every single tool available to take some of the pressure off that front with chips, with quick passes, with max protection, with screen game. That might be able to neutralize this pass rush just a little bit. It's going to be challenging for sure. Question number 3, can Illinois take some of the pressure that we just talked about off the O-line by running the football? Now, if you can stay out of the obvious passing situations, that takes a lot of pressure off the offensive line that has struggled in protection. So if you can run the ball and stay out of 3rd and long, that's massive. So I think to have a chance of kind of controlling the game's tempo, protect their defense, Illinois has to establish a legitimate run threat. And this will be a monumental task because right now they are 100th in rushing yards per game. They're 109th in yards per attempt. Now you got to factor in sacks there as well. And they're running right into the teeth of a stout Ohio State run defense. That is big reason why they're top 10 in pretty much every defensive category. Question number 4. Can Illinois turn the Buckeyes over? It's where Illinois has thrived this year. They've been one of the best teams in the country when it comes to turning people over. They've forced 10 this year. Ohio State's been pretty clean, by the way. They have just 4 turnovers. That's top 20. But Illinois' turnover margin is top 5. They're plus 7 in that category. So I think Illinois, they have to be able to turn the Buckeyes over to give themselves a chance in this game. I think Illinois is going to have to manufacture some big plays to win this. They're going to have some short fields, and they're going to have to win some hidden yardage to be able to get this win. I don't see how they do it. I think Ohio State is an absolute wrecking crew. I think they go on the road. I think their recipe has been tested on the road already against Washington. I think they handle business. I'd lay the points with the Buckeyes this weekend.